Alrighty guys, and welcome back to Star Wars Review. So a new story trailer for Star Wars Outlaws was released, which Outlaws is the upcoming video game from Ubisoft and Massive, set in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, where you'll play as a smuggler named Qi'ra, which this trailer dived more into what the story will be about and whatnot, but also revealed the release date, which is August 30th, 2024, but in typical Ubisoft fashion, there are more additions to the game with a Gold and Ultimate Edition, which will allow you to play the game 3 days early on August 27th, but the Gold Edition will come with the game, but also the Season Pass, which will have 2 story DLCs, which will be released at a later date, but also a exclusive mission called Jabba's Gambit, which will release alongside the game when it comes out, which, it is nice to know that there is going to be more story content released after the game, although the pricing is a little bit too much, as the regular game will be $69.99, where this Gold Edition will cost $109.99, so a $40 increase just for the Season Pass and that exclusive mission. So, a bit pricey, but even worse is the Ultimate Edition, which comes with, the Season Pass, but then a couple cosmetic bundles. So, different skins for Kay, Nix, and the Trailblazer, your ship in the game. But it also comes with a digital art book, and that's $129.99. So, almost double the cost of the base game, and you're really not getting anything super crazy with it. And it's also only digital. There's no physical version for the Ultimate Edition. So I do think that stuff is a bit overpriced, but that's how Ubisoft always does this stuff. They always release these Ultimate Editions overpriced, because I assume people buy them. But usually Ubisoft games, they go on sale pretty quick, so you can probably wait like a month or two and get the game for cheaper. But that's enough talking about that stuff. Let's dive into what the trailer showed, as the trailer starts with a meeting of the crime syndicates, as we see this man named Qi'ra, who's the leader of the syndicate called Zarek Besh, who are based in Canto Bight, and were mentioned in some of the recent comics, but only briefly, and I would assume were more created for this game. But Qi'ra is holding a meeting with representatives from the Pikes, Crimson Dawn, and Hutts, which the representative from Crimson Dawn, at first I thought was Qi'ra, but I don't think it actually is, which Qi'ra is talking about how now is a golden age for the underworld, with the Empire distracted by the rebellion, which gives them a chance to make a lot of money. Obviously don't know what his full plans are, we only get that little bit of this meeting, but kind of just setting up where the underworld is right now. But I am interested to see how it will tie into the comics, set in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, as the comics have kind of shown that the underworld maybe isn't actually in a golden age, as they are kind of at a war with each other and all hate each other. So I assume Qi'ra is more kind of talking out of his ass, but I don't know. But then we get more about Kay and what her story is going to be about, as we see her speaking with this man named Jalen Vrax, who was in the first trailer, but Jalen seems to kind of be maybe a mentor for Kay, but through this dialogue it seemed like Kay was doing a job for Zarek Besh, and she crossed Qi'ra, and so Qi'ra is after her now, which we see Jalen propose a plan to Kay to rob Qi'ra's fortune and buy her own freedom, which Kay thinks the job is a death wish, but says she's in. So this scene just does a very basic job of setting up what the story is going to be about, which is, is Kay pulling off this heist, which later on in the trailer we get kind of more into it, as there's a scene with Kay stealing her ship, the Trailblazer, which from the trailer I do wonder if she steals it from Zarek Besh, as in the scene where she is stealing it, it seems like there are the Zarek Besh goons shooting at it, so maybe that's how her job with them went bad. I don't know. But we also get dialogue from Kay talking about how it's just been her and Nix, which is Nix is her little animal companion. But she continues by saying that if they're going to pull this job off, she's going to need a crew, which it shows quick shots of a few characters. There is ND5, the reprogrammed Separatist BX commando droid. We already saw in the first trailer and gameplay reveal, and he's on the cover art also. But also 2 new characters, a Chandra fan and a Rodian, who's messing with a droid. So I assume those are 2 other companions who might join you. I do wonder what the scope of the companions are, if it's just going to be a few set amount, or if there's several you can choose from, and how you recruit them and whatnot, and if they'll live on the ship with you, maybe kind of like Mass Effect. I don't know, but from the gameplay reveal, we do know there are dialogue decisions at some points. They did say there aren't multiple endings, so the dialogue, decisions don't have like a branching effect like that. So that makes me think you're probably only having a set few companions you'll have to recruit through the story. But obviously that Qi'ra is going to be the main antagonist of the game. But we do see that he's hired a bounty hunter named Vale, who we see a few times in the trailer. One time fighting ND5, but she's mostly with Qi'ra, which is one scene with a dialogue between her and Qi'ra, where Qi'ra seems upset that she hasn't captured Kay yet. But Vale tells him Kay is more connected than they thought, which I'll get into that more in a moment, but seems like she'll be a secondary antagonist, probably the one you'll actually run into more, as Qi'ra is the crime boss, so I doubt he's actually getting his hands dirty doing stuff like going after Kay. But with Vale, right now I feel like she's going to be one of those secondary antagonists who ends up joining the protagonist instead, so that's what I feel like right now, but I could be wrong. But like I said, there was that dialogue between Vale and Qi'ra about how Kay is more connected than they thought, which throughout the trailer we see that, as in the gameplay demo and stuff from last year, we learned that there is a reputation system with the crime syndicates, and in the trailer we see Kay speaking with this Mon Calamari named Danica, who we originally saw in the gameplay demo from last year. But Danica tells Kay, "You will live and die by your reputation. You want to survive? Know the players." As we see Kay interacting with a few of the crime syndicates and their crime bosses and whatnot, there's a quick shot of Kay meeting with what I think is the Shiga clan, who are another new syndicate made for this game. But also a scene with Kay meeting with some Pikes, who kick her out because she's too new to the world, showing that they don't respect her yet. And so it seems like you'll have to gain the respect, by helping them out and whatnot. So that's the feature I'm looking forward to the most in the game. There is also another scene with Kay going to Jabba's palace. We do see Kay see Han Solo frozen in carbonite, but also speaking with Jabba, as it seems like she's going to do a mission for him. But that's most of the actual more dialogue, story-like moments in the trailer. There is a bunch of other more like random scenery, a bunch of action scenes and whatnot. Obviously, there's a bunch of action scenes with Kay fighting the Empire, which I am interested to see how the Empire and the Rebellion will play a part in this game, if they're more just kind of in the background, or if there'll be a bigger premise in the story or not. I don't know. There is a shot of a Death Trooper, so we do know that they'll at least appear in the game. But then there's obviously, like I said, scenery shots, her riding around on her speeder. One scene I thought was cool was she's driving around on Tatooine and a crate dragon comes out and attacks her. Obviously, I don't know if that's a scripted scene or just a random thing what could happen in the game. If it is random, that's definitely cool there. But that's pretty much everything from the trailer. All in all, it definitely set up what the story will be about, which is Kay pulling off this heist while kind of growing a crew and gaining respect from the crime syndicates. But I'm just excited to have another major Star Wars story dive more into the underworld, because at least definitely on the more bigger Star Wars stories, so movies, TV, and video games, we really haven't gotten much outside of Solo and the occasional appearance in one of the animated series. Obviously there's been stuff in the publishing stories also, but even then nothing really as crazy big as this game seems like it will be. So very excited for it. Like I said, it comes out August 30th, and I'll be doing a full playthrough of it when it comes out. And obviously when more news comes out, I'll definitely be covering it. In June, Ubisoft will be holding an event, so I assume we'll get another gameplay demo then, so I'll definitely talk about that. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one. Check out my videos I did on the Outlaws stuff from last year, and all my other video game, Star Wars stuff, and everything else I do. But if it's Star Wars review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Buy your freedom.
This job, it's a death wish. I'm in.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation. You want to survive? Know the players.